A very good afternoon to all of you friends. A very good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams, I, Shurajit Bhaduri, welcome each and every one of you for today's live session on passage-based questions. Today we start with legal reasoning questions for CLAT 2022. So those of you who are preparing for CLAT 2022, here is a fantastic session dedicated for your benefit. So friends, today we are back with another very interesting session on legal reasoning for those preparing for CLAT and other law entrance examination for the year 2022. Today we are going to practice some legal reasoning question. Now in your CLAT examination, the kind of questions that you get, they are all passage-based questions. So the kind of questions you are asked in your legal reasoning section of CLAT are all passage-based questions. That means a student would be reading a substantial passage, a passage with around 400 to 450 words. Now, after reading the passage, you have to understand the theme, what the author of the passage is trying to state, and only thereafter you will be attempting the questions. So today we are going to have 10 questions. We are going to solve 10 questions. There are two passages. The first passage has 5 questions. The second passage also has 5 questions. So guys, let's begin. But before we begin, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you a crash course for CLAT 2022 Batch 3. So here we come with this amazing crash course for CLAT 2022 Batch 3. In this course, you get expert guidance by NLU alumni until the day of your exam, day-wide study plan covering the entire syllabus, weekly performance test, faculty counseling and guidance session, and above all your topics will be covered through live classes and quizzes. So those of you who are preparing for CLAT 2022, we come with this fantastic good news for you, a crash course for you. So guys, let's begin. Read the passage very carefully and then we are going to solve certain questions relating to this passage. Let's get started. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Okay, are we done reading with this particular slide also? Are we done reading with this particular slide also? Okay, fantastic. Moving on to the next slide then. I'll just give you 10 more seconds to 15 more seconds for you to read this slide. Okay, 15 more seconds. Okay, moving on. Is that clear? So this particular passage deals with the pandemic and the laws relating to this pandemic. The Epidemics Act. What does this law say? Why was it created? Plague. So an historical background of this particular Epidemics Act has been provided. Question number 1. So under the March 12 regulation, March 12, 2020 regulation, every vessel trying to enter the Indian port would be subjected to certain inspection by the government health official. Okay, that's the 12th March notification. This Russian vehicle is entering on 13th March. Now, is this Russian vessel, does it have to abide by the March 12 regulation? Does the Russian vessel which is entering into the Visakhapatnam port, into the Indian ports on 13th of March, does it have to follow the March 12 guidelines or the regulations? Of course, yes. So the correct answer is option D. Since the inspection of this particular vessel is mandatory under the March 12 regulation. Am I clear to all of you? Have I made myself clear? So under the March 12 regulation, it is mandatory to get that vessel inspected. Option D. Is that clear to everyone? So guys, if you are liking today's session, do share this session with your friends so that they can also take benefit of these classes. Question number 2. So the health officials has ordered the captain of the ship that he be put into isolation ward in a local hospital as he has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. can the health official issue such order? The question is, can the health officials issue such an order that directs the captain of the ship to be put on an isolation ward in a local hospital? Yes, it does. Because there can be a restraint on movement of people who test positive for COVID-19. So the correct answer is option B. Am I clear? Option B happens to be the right answer. Is that clear to each and every one of you? Any doubt? Okay. Question number 3. Now, if you read the passage very carefully, if you have read the passage carefully, you will come to this conclusion that if a vessel is entering India, there can be certain restriction. But can there be any restriction for a vessel or for a ship to leave India? To leave India? No. So a vessel which is entering India, जो वेसल इंडिया के अंदर आने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उसके ऊपर कुछ पाबंदी लगा सकते हैं, पर जो वेसल इंडिया छोड़ के जा रहे हैं उसके ऊपर तो नहीं कर सकते हैं. So the correct answer is they did not have the authority to do so under the March 12 regulation. It was heading back. If you are heading towards India, there can be restriction. But if you are heading back from India, there cannot be any restriction under the March 12 regulations. Am I clear with this? Okay. Question number 4. Now, this captain of this vessel, who was put on an isolation on into a local hospital, he was very angry and he secretly escaped from the hospital, but the police got hold of him. He was tracked down by the police and the police has charged him under section 188. Has he violated the isolation order? Yes, he has. So the correct answer is he has violated the isolation order made under the Epidemics Act. So if you violate an order made under the Epidemics Act, you will be charged under section 188 of the Indian Penal Code. Is that clear to all of you? So guys, if you're liking today's session, do press the like button and also do not forget to share this session with your friends. Moving on to question number 5. Now, the March 12th regulation, the March 12th regulation, 12th of March, the regulation that was brought by the government of India was to prohibit vessels entering India till 31st of March. Now, if you see, it is scheduled to arrive on 2nd of April. 2nd of April. So the March 12 guidelines is not applicable to a ship that is entering India on 1st of April or 2nd of April, because this particular regulation is only qua those ships entering till 31st of March. So the correct answer is option C. So the correct answer is option C. Okay. Before we move on to the next passage, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you a comprehensive preparation course along with foundation module for CLAT 2023 aspirants. So those of you who are preparing for CLAT 2023, do join in this comprehensive preparation course along with foundation module. Moving on to the next passage. We are dealing with the Babita Punia versus Union of India case. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Question number 6. What does this particular judgment deals with? Very good, very good. This particular judgment deals with the fact that a man who is working in the army is provided permanent commission, PC, whereas a woman is not provided with a permanent commission. Now this is called gender discrimination. Men are provided, women are not. But this judgment deals with that there can be no gender discrimination in granting permanent commission to women officers in the Navy. Am I clear? Is that clear to all of you? Option D. Very good, very good. Asmit, Singh, Bimani, Teja, Hariom. Very good. Question number 7. Now the service record of the male officer says that he has an impeccable service record, whereas the service record of the female officer had certain adverse remark. Now based on that, the male officer is given permanent commission and the female officer is denied permanent commission, right? So this is not gender discrimination, because the male officer over the female officer was given permanent commission not on the basis of gender discrimination but on the basis of service record. Is that clear? Moving on. Question number 8. Maximum 14 years. At the maximum is 14 years. Maximum is 14 years. Remember that. The passage deals with the fact. Maximum 14 years, right? 14 साल मैक्सिमम कर सकते हैं. तो कोई इंसान अगर 1/1/2010 को ज्वाइन किया है तो कब रिटायर होगा? अगर 14 साल का नौकरी है तो 31/12/2023. That's the answer. Question number 9. Although she retired after the Supreme Court judgment, she never opted for permanent commission. Now, option C and D is very, very tricky. C and D. But the best answer amongst the following, although she retired after the Supreme Court judgment, she never opted for the permanent commission. Am I clear? So, option D becomes the right answer. All of you. Okay. Is that clear? Question number 10. Now, if a person is granted permanent commission, then the retirement age is not 14 years. It is the general retirement age. Right? Then it becomes the general retirement age that is applicable to each and every one. Is that clear? Then it becomes the normal retirement age of every person. So, until she attains the age of retirement. Very good, very good. Because she was granted permanent commission. So, आपको पता हो जाता है कि आप अगर अच्छी तरीके से पैसेज को समझ जाते हैं तो आपको ये सब चीज आंसर करने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं होगा. That much is clear that if you have a good understanding of the passage, if you can read and apply your brain on the passage, then the answers is not difficult at all. Okay? So friends, how much did you score? Tell me, how much did you score out of 10? You understood how to answer these questions? BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you an express course for Maharashtra CET, A-Let, SLAT, B-Let, Jamia LLB 2022. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. We will definitely come up with new passage-based questions more frequently. But definitely do subscribe to this beautiful channel. Do share this session and definitely do like this session. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you soon.